This is the sound that would wake me for school in the morning when I was a kid. Well, sometimes. Usually my mom would just come in, flip on the light, start clapping. Get up, splash cold water on your face. Let's go, let's go. Cold water on the face, let's go. And so began the 13,000 years I spent in school. In kindergarten, I used to carry my pencils, scissors, crayons, and terrible tasting paste in this cool box. And I also used it to learn the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would bring my lunch in this cool box from Superman the movie. My teacher, Mrs. Loarte, would take all of our lunch boxes and stack them in a giant pile inside a closet in the classroom. And then at lunchtime we would go to retrieve them, and we would find that invariably somebody's thermos had not been properly closed and poured strawberry quick down into the entire stack, leaving our soggy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to reek of sour milk. This was also the same year that I took my brother's bat bike to school and have it immediately confiscated by the teacher 1 minute into class and never get it back. In first grade, I would bring this Mork and Mindy lunchbox to Mrs. Drake's class. Nanu. And in second grade, this one from Thundar the Barbarian. This is the year that we started having the art teacher, Mr. Hankins, come to our classroom every Thursday. And because I would draw the assignments freehand instead of using the patterns he provided, because I wanted my drawings to be in a different scale than the rest of the students, my second grade teacher, Mrs. Hoffman, who actually drove a perfect replica of the Sweet Pickles bus, would collect up my work and show the rest of the faculty on her smoke break. And this led to a psychologist who was a dead ringer for Crystal Gale to come and give me an IQ test. My results led to me being placed into a special class for the next 6 years called Major Work Area, and eventually to join Mensa. But this doesn't really mean anything because I only joined out of spite due to an inside joke about the singer Kesha. In Mrs. McCreary's third grade class, I had this awesome Voltron lunchbox, the perfect accessory for my extensive Voltron collection. And then in fourth grade, I would bring this Transformers lunchbox to the cafeteria, where I would try to sit with the cool kids and listen to them discuss the finer points of Michael Jackson's Thriller album. After that, I never ate lunch again, out of a box. But in middle school, we all carried this new invention, the Trapper Keeper. And right inside this flap is where I kept a lipstick-covered Band-Aid for years. I had it on my finger at first, but a girl I liked kissed it, so it had to be preserved. In 7th grade art class, we had a bookcase full of magazines with ads for Vlasic pickles. And I convinced a girl in class that the obvious thing that we had to do was cut out all those pickles, put glue on the backs of them, and then place them face down on each of the students' chairs before class. Not a single one of them noticed when they sat down, and the 45 minutes of class was sufficient time for the glue to dry. We had so much fun seeing the kids in the hallway throughout the day with pickles glued to their butts. I was not well. When I got to high school, I found a loophole where I could take a work-study class, which was basically a study hall where I could just sit and draw, and then leave school to go to work for full class credits. I would take my mandatory academic classes in summer school because I would find it more tolerable to take them in only 10-week chunks than the 10 months of the normal school year. Except for English class. There were so many of those needed that I had to take some during the year. And in 11th grade English class, I got caught by the teacher drawing all over my desk. And he stopped talking, walked straight to his desk, grabbed a stack of papers and brought it back to me, and said, "If you draw on these instead and give them to me, you don't have to do any of the assignments for the rest of the year." By the time I got to 12th grade, the amount of credits needed to graduate had been lowered, and I had too many to still be there. I graduated early! In the 25 years since graduation, I took massage therapy and anatomy in my 20s. Got the highest grade, but I didn't like the job. In my early 30s, I took a semester at the Art Academy College. In my mid-30s, I went to a trade school for basic electronics. And at the end of my 30s, I spent 3 years at Full Sail University taking computer animation, and I had a perfect 4.0 grade point average. But I ran out of money, and to this day, I have still not obtained a single degree. Maybe someday. I had this off, and then listen to that'll have to do.